What have I been telling you about Fulham? What have I been saying for the last few weeks about Fulham? They are extremely underrated, and yes, they are down at the bottom of the table for a reason, but a massive win for them tonight against Leicester City at the King Power Stadium. A 2-1 victory for Scott Parker's men. And yet for weeks I've been saying that Fulham are, they're due these type of wins. I mean, they're actually a very good team. They play some decent football at times. I actually think they have a lot of heart as well. They have a lot of grit. But yeah, that's the match we're going to be analysing today. So yeah, Leicester City 1, Fulham 2. We're going to be getting into the analysation of that match. But before we do that, I would quickly like to ask you guys to subscribe to the channel. We are closing in so much on 750 subscribers. So if you could subscribe, it would mean the absolute world to me. And it costs you absolutely nothing. Also, if you could leave a like on the video as well, that'd be very much appreciated. 10 to 15 likes on this video, as per usual, will be massively appreciated. And let's get into analysing Leicester City 1, Fulham 2. So yeah, obviously Fulham getting themselves a massive win, and obviously a massive win simply because they haven't won many this season. I think the only game they won before this was against West Brom a few weeks ago. But yeah, Ademola Lookman getting them off the mark. A brilliant run from Andre Zambo-Anguissa, who I think is a very good midfielder. He drives really well, he's got a physical presence to him, and overall he picked out a perfect pass to Lookman, who timed the finish really well, actually showed a lot of composure there against Kasper Schmeichel, who's, kind of an intimidating goalkeeper, if I'm being perfectly honest. But a very good finish from Lookman to put Fulham ahead on the half-hour mark. Then Bobby De Cordova-Reid doing really well to get past Christian Fuchs, and kind of just waiting for the challenge to come, really. It was a really stupid challenge from Fuchs in my opinion, but overall I think it was a penalty. And Fulham, of course, haven't had the best records in recent history with penalties. Ivan Cavallero may be putting that myth behind them, because obviously it was a very good penalty into the top corner of Schmeichel's net, and that put Fulham into a very healthy 2-0 lead going into half-time, which is always a good thing. Obviously Harvey Barnes getting one back for Leicester in the 86th minute to give them a bit of hope, but overall Fulham managed to hold on in the end, and obviously got themselves a huge win at the King Power Stadium, and one that was not really expected by many people. But yeah, I just thought that Fulham last weekend in particular, when they did lose to Everton in the end, they actually showed a lot of grit, a lot of determination late on. They actually looked a lot better, and yeah, overall I think they play a very good brand of football, and overall I feel like this win was coming from a mile away, because yeah, as I said, they actually do look like a very good team who are going to win games throughout the season. But whether that'll be enough to keep them up, we'll wait and see. But promising signs so far for Scott Parker to look at. And if we get into the stats, obviously Leicester completely dominated the game, because once Fulham went 1 goal or even 2 goals up, they kind of just sat back and soaked up the pressure, because if I'm being perfectly honest, they just weren't really going to try and attack Leicester still after being 2 goals ahead and try and get that 3rd and 4th goal, because it's just unrealistic really. And it was just about how well they could defend, and obviously they defended really well, which is something we wouldn't quite characterise with Fulham in recent years, if I'm being perfectly honest, but they did the job tonight. And yeah, if we get into the lineups, I mean, the back four, I don't know why it says they have a back 5 tonight, because it was pretty obvious to see they played a back 4 with Robinson, Adarabioyo, Anderson and Aina. But I thought this man, of course, Ademola Lookman, he is the standout player at this moment in time in this Fulham team. He's, very quick, he's a very good dribbler, he's direct as well, he likes to run up players. Obviously, he made his name now off that penalty miss against West Ham, which was just absolutely horrendous, but we'll completely ignore that. I thought he was really good again, and obviously did what was expected of him. If we look at this man as well, Andre Zambo-Anguissa, who I did kind of point out in the intro to this video, I think he's a very underrated midfielder, and he was at Fulham in the season where they went down and they were absolutely horrific. But to be honest, he's really come to his own this season. I think he went out on loan to Villarreal last season in La Liga and did very well for them, and obviously come back into the Premier League with this Fulham team and done very well, I have to say. He's very physical, he likes to drive forward the ball, he's able to break up play as well. So overall I think he's a very good midfielder to have, and a very good player for Scott Parker to have in this midfield alongside this man Harrison Reed, who I actually do rate, because for those of you who don't know, my brother is a Norwich City fan, so I do tend to watch a lot of Norwich's games. And a few years ago when Harrison Reed was on loan at Norwich, I thought he was very good, and obviously he's continuing that form now with Fulham, hence why he's a regular starter in the team. He's very composed on the ball, he very rarely misplaces a pass, and played the full 90 again as well, and actually covers quite a lot of ground, and is not bad in the defensive phase either. So I think him and Zambo-Anguissa, they offer a lot of balance to this Fulham midfield, which is obviously a very positive thing. And if you actually look at this Fulham team, I mean, the attacking options they do possess, like Ademola Lookman, Ruben Loftus-Cheek, even Ivan Cavallero, who scored the penalty, Bobby De Cordova-Reid, who for some reason it says is playing right back in this game, even though he was clearly playing on the wing. Then if you look at the bench, I mean, Alexander Mitrovic didn't even come on till the 87th minute. It just goes to show that, Fulham actually do have a lot of strength and depth going forward. The fullbacks in Ola Aina and Anthony Robinson, who Robinson I thought was absolutely spectacular once again tonight. He's a very young left back back as well and very quick, so I think he has a lot of potential. Those two are very good. The centre-backs in Joaquim Anderson and Tosin Adarabioyo were very good. They have a very solid keeper, in my opinion, in Alphonse Areola, who I'm not going to lie, I thought was actually going to flop in the Premier League, but overall he's really come to his own and made some absolutely brilliant saves for Fulham, and he was decent again once again, and I don't think there was anything really he could do for Harvey Barnes' goal. But if you look at Leicester, I mean, for some reason, I was thinking at the start of the game when I saw the lineups, I don't know why Brendan Rodgers felt it was necessary to play this system against Fulham at home, because obviously I've been raving about Fulham, but if you look at them on paper and if you look at where they are in the table, simply you would expect that Leicester wouldn't really have much to fear in this game, and I don't know why they were so conservative going into this game. They really should have played the 4-back system, which is of course what they did in the second half when they made 2 subs. But yeah, just a really flat performance from Leicester, and to be honest, it took the Harvey Barnes goal in the 87th minute to actually get them going and to actually start attacking Fulham properly and for things to actually start flowing in the final third. So yeah, I don't really know what the story was there. I mean, Leicester, you know, they weren't too bad, but like overall it was just really flat. It was just, you know, stale, if I'm being perfectly honest. I think that's the perfect word I could use to sum up their performance tonight. But yeah, if we move on to the league table, that defeat obviously does leave Leicester in 4th. A poor opportunity drop for them, because of course if they had won that, they would have gone level on the top of the table with Tottenham and Liverpool, which would have been absolutely brilliant for them. And if we look at Fulham, a massive win that takes them above West Brom and Burnley into 17th, and obviously 1 point clear of the relegation zone. And to be honest, we're only 10 games into the season and it is already looking like 3 from 4 with the likes of Fulham, West Brom, Burnley and Sheffield United. I really do think that it'll be 3 of those teams that do go down, and one of them will survive by the skins of their teeth. And if Fulham can keep playing the way they did tonight, I think that Fulham actually are the favourites to stay up out of those 4, because West Brom, yeah, they look decent at times and they look solid at times, but I just don't think they have enough quality, and you know, they keep losing games really. Burnley, obviously they had a nightmare transfer window and there's just so much turmoil around that club at the moment, and Sheffield United, I think they're down, if I'm being perfectly honest. I mean, second season syndrome has hit them like an absolute train. But yeah, a massive win for Fulham in the end, and that is where we're going to leave this video. So if you did enjoy it, as I said at the start of this video, make sure to leave a like on the video. 10 to 15 likes would be massively appreciated, and as I said, as I reiterate once again, please do subscribe to the channel, because there's going to be a lot more Premier League content, especially over the Christmas period, where there's going to be game after game after game, and we're so close to hitting 750 subscribers, so if you could help us out there, that'd be massive. And just see you guys in my next video. See ya.